just when I thought somebody couldn't get worse than Vic G. Chad, we get this guy on TikTok. Let's talk about this bullshit. Hello everyone, TJV, and today we're going to be talking about something that I was tagged in by Yason. He makes Vanoss Crew content recently, at least. He used to make anime content, but it seems like he's getting some traction with the Vanoss Crew content, which is a great thing. He spreads his own opinions and his own thoughts about it and everything. He just tagged me in it, so thank you, Yason, for tagging me in it. I do appreciate it. This anonymous account, he ends up posting a video that says, look at the description, and you look at the description, it's a long paragraph, a long ohm-sized paragraph, and it's about defending and giving justice to miniladd, and we're going to talk about it. Just saying, there's a high level of stupidity and cringe here, so just be cautious as we read this. Again, I'm going to break this up and talk about certain points as we're reading along, but I do believe that I can get the overall message from this just by reading the first couple sentences. But regardless, let's read the full thing. I am going as anonymous, since if I were to say who I am or who I may be, I'm afraid I might get death threats. Justice for miniladd. Okay, I don't really care who this is IRL, and I do think anybody who sends death threats or harasses somebody, doxes somebody, or anything else like that, I don't support that. I don't condone that at all. Justice for miniladd. He didn't deserve to lose everything over some stupid females who were begging for clout. The only reason he had to apologize is because he had 3 women and the internet bashing on him for so very long. He didn't deserve what he got. He deserves to have everything the way he did beforehand, before women started lying. They weren't lies. There's screenshots to prove what they were saying. He was having very naughty conversations with them, and you even admit later in this paragraph that yes, he did have sexual conversations with them. So the women weren't lying by any means. And when he talks about, you know, that he had 3 women bashing him, I'm assuming you mean Hallie and Ash, 2 victims of the whole miniladd thing, and then Sunny Day, which was an ex-girlfriend of miniladd, which I think she came out on Twitter or something. She came out with some stories about miniladd or whatever. I made a video talking about that. Again, I disagree with virtually everything here besides, yeah, maybe with the internet bashing on him, it made him do an apology video. I agree with that because he wouldn't have apologized anyways if it wasn't for the internet pressuring him into doing it. Because, again, he doesn't care about anything else besides himself. He was 19-20 when he started talking to the females. Besides Sunny, or however you spell her name, I don't like her. Yep, the ex-girlfriend Sunny. But again, he was 19-20 and the girls were 17. 2 to 3 year age gap. An age gap that was most of your parents and or friends' family along with others may have. Okay, I know the age gap thing is going to be brought up again. Yes, if you have different opinions on the age gap or whatever, but they're still minors, and that's the point, is that they're minors, and if you really wanted to have a conversation that bad with them, checking with their age and waiting 1 year for them to turn 18 is a whole different story rather than just doing it right away when they're 17 years old. And by the way, it wasn't just 17, it was 16 and 17. Not just 2 to 3 years, but 3 to 4 years. I mean, again, it looks vastly different just with a couple years, but you got to be able to be precise on how old the victims were, how old the girls were, and how old miniladd was. He shouldn't have interacted with them in sexual ways, but they shouldn't have either. If it was such a huge deal to them, then why couldn't they block him? It's not rocket science. They also deleted all of their messages unless the ones they were typing out to make them look disgusted and or worse. I don't know about this. I guess maybe I haven't looked at every single DM and screenshot, but the main ones, they were messages, and there were messages going along with it. Again, they were younger, they looked up to him, they were willing to do anything for him, and as they're growing up, they're realizing that this is awful, and he took advantage of them because they were willing to do that at the time. You're just throwing that out the window being like, oh, they should have known at the time. Again, 16 and 17-year-olds. not knowing what the hell to do. They're not full-grown adults. They haven't experienced any stuff like that before. They are probably doing it for the first time with him. Again, it's very disgusting stuff, and I don't want to have to talk about it. But again, if you're going to sit here and try to just blame them, saying, okay, well, it's on them. I mean, yes, he's the adult. Yes, he holds most of the responsibility. Yes, he's the one probably more in charge of the situation than they are. But it's still their fault because they could have just blocked him and got away from him. Would you be against miniladd if they did block him and then exposed him after they blocked him? him, would you then be on their side all of a sudden? Yes, they did stuff that was stupid, but again, they were kids at the time, and you just want to throw it out as, oh, they should have known better. They should have done something about it. Sure, they should have done something about it. Not miniladd, who was 19, 20, 21 at the time. Whatever age you want to give him, he was 21 at the time. I think. The females were using him for clout, like so many others tried to after the situation. miniladd has gone through therapy, has gotten a lot of hate, and has been told to do so much more. It's disgusting. I feel bad for him. Again, this is kind of where sympathy plays a part in it. If you're just a sympathetic person and you want to be nice to all parties involved, even though somebody might have done something very disgusting and they might deserve what they get, sympathy definitely does play a part in it. I do feel for miniladd in terms of like the death threats. I don't think anybody deserves those death threats. I do feel bad if he ever were or has been doxxed before. I don't believe anyone should be doxxed. I do have sympathy there, but I don't have sympathy for people wanting him off the platform because he deserves to be off the platform. He doesn't deserve to be on a platform where kids are still going to watch him to this day. And plus, nowadays, he's not nearly getting as much hate as he used to. I mean, back then, yeah, he got a lot of hate, but now, not so much hate. Sure, I'm making content about him, but I'm one of the few people making content about him. And most of the quote-unquote hate, aka people who want him off the platform and just disagree with him being on the platform, they're commenting on my videos. They're not really going to his videos because he shadow bans words. He has moderators blocking people from his live chat, so you can't really say anything to him. If the women were so heavily affected by him, why open an OnlyFans? What? Why have exposing pictures of themselves? I have no idea what you're talking about, never looked into this, and don't plan on looking into this. If it turns out that one of the victims or whatever has an OnlyFans and this is what happened, again, if they have the OnlyFans when they're adults, it's a different situation. But just because they turn to OnlyFans when they become adults doesn't devalue stuff that ended up happening to them when they were 16, 17 years old. Because miniladd was famous and had money. miniladd still has money, okay? He's not poor by any means. He has plenty of money, and he technically is still famous. He's still getting over 1,000 viewers per live stream or whatever when he does his meme streams or whatever. There's still plenty of people going to him, and people are still donating to him. They wanted him down and literally worked against him to get him hate so much more just so they could be disgusting pick-me girls who gained money from 16-year-old boys and men so they could be happy with their lives. They're disgusting women, and he's still paying for a mistake he made by talking to those women. Not just talking to them. Also, the way he handled the situation, the fact that he was trying to bypass it and just work with sponsors and everyone's going to forget about it, not apologizing to them or reaching out to them, threatening suicide for them not to come out, which is just a very awful thing and puts those women in very horrible situations. If they think somebody is dangerous to other people online, they're going to come out and speak, and Hallie and Ash did come out and speak with their stories, and thank God, because it probably saved many, many, many more years of miniladd being on the platform and using other people for a sexual advantage. But anyways, he made a mistake by talking to those women, and when those women are out there living their nasty, disgusting lives, happy that they got someone down in the gutter because everyone took their side because they are women. Again, this just seems like a very I hate women type thing going on here. If you know the situation at all, that's one thing, but I don't think this person knows anything about the situation. If you do, you should just refresh yourself on it and make sure everything lines up. miniladd admitted to this. miniladd admitted he did awful things and disgusting things, and you're barely mentioning any of that, but just wanting to attack the women for all of this. miniladd deserves more support. No, he doesn't. He deserves less support and deserves to be off the platform. He needs another chance. No, he doesn't. He needs to get off the platform. He's had multiple chances to come back, and people don't want him back overall. Now he's seen as a scumbag because he is one. Barely anyone watches him now. That's a lie. He still has over 1,000 people watching him, and still people who want to donate to him to this day. And people who do want to watch him shame him. This isn't true because he has blacklisted words that will hide your comment right away. He shadow bans people, including me. I'm shadow banned, and he has moderators always looking at his chats. So yeah, this isn't true. People don't go to him to shame him or whatever. They can't shame him in the first place. The only way for him to see people who shame him is by checking out my commentary video or what other people are saying other places. Anyways, the only people who watch him now are either shaming him, not true, are new. Yes, I agree, there are some people that are new. That's the scary thing. saying nobody new, especially kids, should be watching miniladd, or they tell him to off himself. It's not okay, and then that's it. Anyways, that is my take on all of this. This is the miniladd Justice for Miniladd supporter VicG Chad 2.0, 3.0. Again, I don't know where we're at, but anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video, got something out of it. Share your opinion down below if you think miniladd should be able to return or not. Do you agree with this guy or not? Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.